Hello everyone, welcome to ixamBee. I hope all of you are staying safe and doing well. In one of my last videos on GIC descriptive English, I was talking about some important topics that you need to prepare when you are writing your essay. Today, I'm going to talk about some very common mistakes that are committed by students that cause you to lose a lot of marks, right? So if you are cautious about these mistakes, about these areas where things might go wrong, that will give you an edge over other students. Before we start talking about mistakes, we're going to first take a look at the essay rubric. Then we're going to move on to the mistakes. Okay. Now, what do I mean by essay rubric? So when you write that essay and when the examiner is correcting that essay, what are the things that he is looking for? The first thing is the topic. Don't forget to write the topic. It should be the topic as it is in the question. You do not need to make up a topic like Pressy. So first things first, don't forget. These are very, very simple things, but we forget, right? So don't be careless. Don't forget to write the topic. Second thing, the word count. If you remember, the essay question will come with a certain number of words. The number of words would be specified. Don't forget to stick to the word count. It can be plus 10 or minus 10, but not more or less than that. If it is more or less than that, you will end up losing some marks. Third, structure and organization. When I mean organization, I mean an essay should have an introduction, a body and a conclusion. Therefore, we are looking for at least 3 to 4 paragraphs. You do not need to make too many paragraphs, but you cannot also ignore the basic format, which is an introduction, a body. A body can be divided into 2-3 paragraphs, and then comes your conclusion. With organization, this is what I meant by structure. With organization, I mean that whatever you're trying to write, it should have a proper sequence. It cannot be random, it cannot be scattered. So whatever you're planning to write, it should belong to a certain category. Either it should go to the introduction or body or conclusion. It cannot be all over the place, right? The last thing is content. Now when we are talking about content, a content will ask whether you have answered the question or not. No matter how much of ornamental language you add, no matter what you write, until and unless you have answered the question, you will not get those marks. So be careful about that. Next, the last thing but not the least is the language. The language will check your punctuation, your spelling error, your grammatical errors, your sentence construction, your syntax. Okay, so be cautious about articles, be careful about punctuations, be careful about capitalizations, and write in simple and correct sentences. Now, if these are the things that your examiner is looking out for, then what are the things that you need to be cautious about? There are 7 very common mistakes that students make. Don't be one of them. Be alert. First one, choose wisely. You do not need to impress your examiner. Often students feel that if I choose the difficult topic, the hard topic, examiners would be impressed. No, it doesn't happen like that. If you can choose the difficult topic and write it properly, we are impressed. Otherwise, we are not. So don't try to bluff, okay? So if you choose a topic that you know nothing about, you are basically bluffing. So don't try to do that. Choose the topic wisely. Choose wisely, okay? So choose a topic that is familiar and you have some content in your mind, don't go blank. That's the first thing. Choose your topic wisely. That will give you the confidence to proceed further. Next thing, answer the question, don't divert. If the topic asks about globalization and its causes, I do not want to know what globalization is all about. Yes, you can write what is globalization, definitely, but that should not be a lion's share. Okay, that should not occupy too many words, right? That can be just mentioned in the beginning, in the introduction, but that should not be your whole essay. You must come back to the question and talk about the causes if it's asked so. If it talks about the NEP, the new education policy, the advantages and the disadvantages, the pros and the cons, you jolly well come to the pros and the cons. You might talk about what the NEP is all about in the introduction, but your body should focus on the question. Don't divert from the topic. The moment you divert and talk about something else, you will lose marks because you are not answering what you have been asked. Be cautious about that. Third thing, before you start writing, take a deep breath, give yourself a minute and try to gather your thoughts. Your mind is filled with thoughts, they are running all over the place. Try to bring them together. Think, if the question is the 2021 Insurance Amendment Bill and you have been asked to find out the pros and the cons, or if it talks about ways to improve insurance penetration, you ask yourself, what are the different ways? Okay, if these are the different ways, then they will go in the body. Then what should I start with? And then you figure out the introduction and the conclusion. Give yourself a minute to do this. Okay, you might start writing immediately. I know that's an impulse because all of us, we are in a hurry. Time management is an issue. I understand it completely. But that one moment will give you a structured and organized essay. Otherwise, you will lose marks when it comes to structure and organization. Next, this will, gathering your thoughts and making a mental map will ensure your essay has a structure and ideas are organized. Otherwise, you will get that comment. Thoughts are scattered, ideas are all over the place, the essay lacks structure and organization. So these 2 points are very, very interrelated. Next, don't forget to write the topic. That's something, it's very, very minor thing. But we forget to do that. So don't be careless. Write the topic. Next, keep track of the word count. You know that topic so well that you go on writing and you end up writing 600 words when you're supposed to write 300 words. That will cost you a lot of marks. So don't get carried away. Choose wisely. That will ensure you have enough matter. Next, don't get carried away. Keep track of the word count. So that will ensure you do not lose marks when it comes to the word count. Check grammar. Once you're done, once you have taken a note of the number of words that you have written and you think that it's yes within the limits, next check your punctuations, check your capitalizations, check your subject-verb agreement, check your tenses. Make sure you don't need to be ornamental and flowery and bombastic. It needs to be simple but correct. That's all we want. We know that you are not experts. We know that you are not here to display the command over your literary skills. We want to know if you can write English correctly or not, if you can think with clarity and write incoherent sentences. That is what is required. So keep these 7 points in mind. Don't make these 7 mistakes and you're going to come out with flying colors. All the best. I'm sure you will do very well. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned and I'll be back soon with another video. And if you have liked this video, don't forget to comment, like and subscribe. Stay tuned.